Hi guys, as I said before, going to do a bit of magpie geese. Um, Another little intro that I'm going to do. I'm in Piccabeen Bay. I've got a set up here, so I got my trusty dog with me. I'm going to show you my setup. I'm going to go with a pump action 12 gauge. I've got my 70 HMR lever action with a scope on for any magpie geese that do get away. I've also got my 9.3 by 74R over and under for any water buffalo or bangtang that decide that they want to have a pop. So got that as well. Me equipment. There's my equipment. I've got the caller. Got the actual long range, short range, and I got my flapper with me, and I got my dog. It's a female retriever, fox red. Yeah, and let's see if we can get some magpie geese. I've started the hunt at 7 o'clock. I'm going to lock and load my weapons. I've actually taken my dot scope off. Some people use a dot scope. There's a call from a water buffalo to my left. Just loading me my 17.17 HMR. I haven't got a sidearm with me. I'm going to call my dog. I have got another flapper. Show you on the map where I am. Down here. Teleported on the tent, which is close. Got a lot of water buffalo down here in this area with all the water around her, obviously. We've got another setup here for rooster and for other deer species that are in here. But we're going to concentrate on getting some geese. My wife Epic Cloud has got a similar setup, but further up the river. Gotta get my dog into the tent. Well, where are you? No. Doesn't want to come. Come on, you plum. Come on. There she is, playing in the water again. Come on. Come on, stop playing in the water. Get in this ground blind. Hang on. In that corner. Right, that corner. Right. Okay. I generally start my hunts around about 7ish. Sometimes a little bit later. Yeah. Got to do a little small hunt here, as I promised in my previous YouTube. The other YouTube that I've uploaded was kind of over the time that I normally do. I do like to do around about 50 minutes. Don't really want to do over that because of the upload time that it takes to go to YouTube. So I don't know where that water buffalo is now. I'm going to do a couple of calls. But yeah, it's quite nice down here. As I say, I've got my ground blind over here. So you can actually, here we go. You can actually put your ground blind in a particular water if you can see the sand. And sometimes it doesn't let you to put your ground blind down. But I've got mine just here. It doesn't look like these geese are going to play ball. I think they're far too far over and they've gone over the back, but give a couple of calls, see whether we can interest them. Sometimes the magpie geese turn up and you don't hear them, they just turn up. The attractiveness is I've got a half spread here. I've got 15 decoys, including flappers. The attractiveness is around about 50%, 60%. You can have a full spread where you do get 100%, but yeah, the magpie geese can all of a sudden, you're minding your own business, sorting the dog out and sorting some things in your backpack, and all of a sudden they turn up. We've got a flock coming over the top. Slightly too high, they might come down. Let's see whether they break or not. Yeah, they've broken, so I'm going to switch to my short caller. Gonna see whether I can take a couple in the air if they come down close enough. I'm gonna switch to my shotgun. Got one of them. I think it was a bit hasty there. Just got one of them. I'm gonna reload. Should have let them come down a bit lower. Rule of thumb, if you're kind of too impatient like I was there, let them come down a little bit lower. You can actually, if you want to, let them land, and then you can whistle them up. I was a bit too gun happy there. So we've got one out there, which I'll go and get the dog to go out and get in a minute. I think that flock that just went over, I think there was about 5 of them. So we missed that one. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do what I do. Let them come down, because the closer they come down, the more chance you're going to actually take them airborne. There is a tendency, if you did what I did and you try and get them. I could have switched to me .17 HMR and took them out long range, which I should have done. I was busy chatting, so you know, it's a bit hit and miss sometimes when you're talking away, rabbiting away and waffling, that things do go awry. So you know, we're not all perfect. Yeah, so let them come down. Let them come down a bit lower. With the other geese that I'm going to do, they actually can come down a little bit lower. You can actually take your time with those ones. With these magpie geese, they're kind of a bit hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes they will come down straight away and they won't take no bones about it. And then other times they mess around, split up in 2 parties, one to the left and the one to the right, and just not got the setup how I want it really, because they keep on splitting up and going to my left, and some go to the right. And it's hard when you got your gun up to keep your eye on the ball. So yeah, we get a few, and then I'm not going to do a long hunt. I've set the timer for 50 minutes. We'll get a few geese. I'm not sure where that bang tang or water buffalo. I got a call, but I didn't collect it because I was busy showing you what I was going to use for this hunt. So yeah, it's the sun's a bit bright. I might dull it down by putting me sunglasses on. I think if you watched my other video, you got the Z key or Z key. If you've got sunglasses on, you can, if it's a bright day, you can actually push the Z key and dull that down. It does make it more easier actually if you're tracking an animal. If it's dark, if it's sunny and you miss tracks, if you put your sunglasses on, you might see the track in the undergrowth in the tree line, and you think, ah, there it is, just by switching your sunglasses on. So you can always bear that in mind. But that's something. I mean, it's, as I say, it's game time. It's just coming up to nearly 20 past. Oh, wrong. I selected my gun and not my caller. So yeah, if it is a bit bright for you, you can always, as I say, always push the Z key, and dull it down, and you'll be able to see tracks that you may have missed. So I always use that as well, especially if I'm on a snowy map. I think I mentioned this in my other YouTube, if you didn't watch it. On a snowy map, the sunglasses are very, very good, especially if it's a bright day. On White Ryan Ridge, 9 o'clock, the snow is very, very bright, so the sunglasses do come in handy. So if you've got them, use them. It's got all quiet now. Now on Hirschfelden with my other geese, my Canada geese set up, what I normally do is I normally go out and do a rain dance, and I don't know whether it works on this one. So I normally go out. Oh, now we've got a flock of 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my sunglasses on. Yeah, I've got a flock of 4, see whether they're going to break or not. I'm not taking any interest at the moment. Come on, break. Come down and say hello. I've got another lot coming over as well. Those ones haven't broke, but there's another flock going over the top of me. If you think they're not going to break, just keep on calling. Don't give up calling, because they can actually break and come back. So that flock of 4 could come back down. Right, these ones are broke, so now they're circling now, and they're going to come down. This time I'm going to let them come down a little bit lower, and maybe I might take about 2 or 3 in the air. So yeah, so let them come down. I want them to stay in a group, but don't split up, please. Don't split up. Right, keep your eye on them. Yeah, they split up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2. So I'm going to quickly switch to my other weapon. Whoever can take that one. Where are you? Now. Oh, got these ones here, but don't try and take these, because you won't get them. They're the envelope for them to come down. They've got like an envelope where they come down. If you try and shoot them when they're too high, you won't get them. They've got to be broken to come down. So I did take one of them, so I've got 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to me 12 gauge. I'm going to reload that. And yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to send my dog out in a minute. We've got one goose here just by the ground blind here, and I've got another goose over there. I've got another party coming over the top as well. Come on, come on. They've broken, but there's another lot coming over the top. I might get them to break as well. No, they're not going to break, so I'm going to switch to me short range caller. Because if you don't switch to the short range caller, they could lose interest, and they could then go back in the air and reform and go away. So I'm going to try and take 2 here, if I can. I'm going to switch to my secondary. You switch to your secondaries, you might be able to take one of these. No, they're too far away, so I'm going to reload this one as well. So, yeah, it's quite happening here. So what I'm going to do, I've got another flock coming over, and they might break too. That's only 2 flocks, and I've got 3 flocks, and I've only got 1 out of each of them. So that's not doing. So these act differently to the ones in Hirschfelden, the Canada geese. Now, these are not going to break. Are you going to break? Are you going to break? Maybe not. Oh, they have broken. Right, short range caller. I'm going to see whether I can take both of these now. The Magpie geese act differently and fly differently to the Canada geese. So bear that in mind. I mean, these two now. I'm going to take this one. I lost the other one. Where'd the other one go? Probably because I've got my sunglasses on is the reason why I can't see them. But that's okay. Half a cherry is better than no cherry at all. So I'm going to switch to my caller. I was actually going to send the dog out, but I've got some, can hear some more geese, but they're not going to come. Right, okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that away. I'm going to, where's Rufus? Oh, there you are. Right, you're going to go and get me some geeses? Go and get me a geese then. Go and get me one of them. I'm going to let her bring, I'm not going to step out of the ground blind because I can quickly get into the ground blind should there be some more geese that come over. Now she's going to drop that down around the back of there, and I'm going to tell her to go and get the others. So send her out. She should go out and get the other. There she goes. So right, I'm not out, I'm still in the ground blind here, so it's easier for me now to get my dog back in after she's put that down because I've got some more geese coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get her back in the ground blind by calling her back in. Because if I was out of the ground blind now, I'd have to get back in the ground blind and I'd have to get the dog back in the ground blind. So it's easier for me just to get my dog back into the ground blind and mess around getting myself into the ground blind and the dog. So I think I missed there. I think they might come. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So I've got another goose over here, so I think I've got a shot about 3 or 4 geese. I've got another goose here and I've got another goose over the far distance there. So my dog is not in. Hang on a minute, I've got some geese in the ground blind. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her out. Maybe because she wasn't in the ground blind properly is why they didn't come in. Probably that's why they didn't come down and break. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away and see I can collect these. So this is a Magpie geese and it is yeah, so it's a male and it's a nice scoring male actually. We're looking for 35 35.65 something like that is one. So I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take a trophy shot, but I'm not going to take a trophy shot of this one at the moment. So no, I'm not going to taxidermy it, thank you. You can, if you decide that you want to, oh, she's stuck, she's coming to ground blind. What are you doing in the ground blind? Really? Ah, yeah, this is a better one. 35.33. Now that is a good male. So what I'm going to do is I might take a trophy shot of that one in the ground blind. I've never done this before. So I'm going to do, This is a first for me. So I'm going to try and pick this goose up. If I can pick this goose up. Can I pick this goose up? Yeah, I can pick the goose up. So I'm going to do. Oh, that's a bit of a coinky-dinky. I can't pick this goose up while I'm in the ground blind. That's strange. I'm just going to take this for interest's sake, actually, because this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't happen. This should not happen. The dog shouldn't come back into the ground blind and bring the geese in the ground blind. It should leave the goose in outside of the ground blind. So I'm going to take a trophy shot of this. Maybe report it on the forum as a glitch. Because yeah, that's not right. It shouldn't have done that. But my dog is in the ground blind clearly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send her out because I know that there is another goose out there. But while she's gone, I'm going to collect this one. That's a 3322, and that's another male. So no, I'm not going to taxidermy that one neither. So what I'm actually going to step out of the ground blind now and see where she. I think this is a she, or it might be a he. I'm not sure. I've got two retrievers and I got 2 bloodhounds. So this is another male. This is a 33. Right, I'm going to take this as a trophy shot because I did this last time for the goose. If you saw my previous video, I was mixing it up in White Hart Island. So what I'm going to do exactly the same what I did there. So I'm going to actually hold it up. Remember now, Marvin, to put away your hunter mate. So what I'm going to do is, you can move your dog and you can push the S key to get your dog to sit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to maneuver myself. I'm going to drop the bird. I'm going to hide my hunter mate. And I'm going to do a pose. Now, as before, you can actually hold the bird up and then maneuver yourself around. Now, if you push the T key, you can go to small game. Push small game, and the bird and your hand of your character pops out. Now, if you move your character around, it will look like you're holding the bird by the neck. If you can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to maneuver my dog around by the side of me. And I'm going to maneuver myself in front. So it looks like I'm holding the Canada geese, the Magpie geese by the neck. So I'm going to take, it would be nice if I could get my gun out and put my gun on the floor by my leg, or even hold my gun in the other hand on my shoulder, the gun that I shot at the geese with. But you can only hold your hand out like you're holding the geese. So I'm only doing this for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to take a screenshot, and then I'm going to accept. And we've got more geese going over the top of me. So I'm going to quickly get back into the ground blind by pushing E key and then enter ground blind, and then I'm going to get my dog in. Come on, you. She's not come in. Come on. I stepped out of the ground blind. Come on. In here. Thank you. So yeah, have these ones broken? I think these ones started to break. Oh yes, they have broken. So that's good actually, because I thought they were going to fly over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my gun out. I did reload it. I'm going to get my gun out. Hopefully they don't split up. And I missed it. Would you believe it? I missed it again. But I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my short range caller out. They do fly funny, these birds, so bear that in mind if you're moving around. This is why I took my dot scope off, because they do fly funny. They're not like the Canada geese, whereas in the Canada geese will come around and they will circle. Sometimes inadvertently these magpie geese will split up at a moment's notice. They will split up. So this is the reason why I'm only getting one bird on the geese coming down. I think my personal best is 3, but I think I was using my side by side, my engraved side by side 12 gauge. Like they don't want to know, and it looks like we might be in for a storm. The clouds are building, so it looks like we might be in for a storm. So yeah. Now when you're here hunting for the Canada geese, the bangtang and the water buffalo will keep their distance, especially if you've discharged your weapon. So you have got you've got a discretionary period where they won't come in. So bear that in mind as well, because it's nothing worse than being out of your ground blind and you're being charged by a water buffalo or a bangtang, because they do give a warning charge, but they can knock you over and knock you out. Now if you've not got any first aid with you, you've then got to basically teleport. It gives you an option to go back to the lodge. I don't think I've got any with me, but sometimes, most of the time, my rule of thumb is I always take first aid with me. I believe I have, but I might not have put them in. So what I'm going to do is see whether these ones break. They might not come over. We've got 2 lots here. Got 1 lot over there and 1 lot here. I'm looking for a better spot actually for the magpie geese, because these trees are an irritation to me. It's okay when the birds come over this way, but when the birds fly across the back of my ground blind over this little ridge, sometimes you get them coming down that you've not noticed that they've come down, so that is a bit of annoyance. So I might spend the time when I'm not recording going around just purely looking for another site, or maybe a secondary site where I can set up another lot of decoys. So yeah, so I'm going to get Rufus to go and get that goose. I'm actually going to step out of the ground blind again, because she was bringing them into the ground blind, which was just not right. Ah, where we go. I'm going to get back into the ground blind. Going to get her back in. Come on, Greg. They turned up and they're actually broken here. Oh, they started to come down. There you see. Now that's just what I said. Sometimes they will come and break and come down. Now they've just taken off now. No, not listen. I want a point, thank you. They came down without me even hearing them, and 2 of them took off that way. So we didn't get in the ground blind quick enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my caller away. I'm going to step out the ground blind. I'm going to collect this bird, which is down here. When you step out of the ground blind, your Labrador, if you've got a Labrador, will auto exit the ground blind as well. So I'm going to pick this one up. This is a female, and then as I said in a previous video, I don't really like shooting females, but you can't really tell unless you've got the gun up and you actually say, ah, right, and it will then pop up that it is a female or male. But it's okay. I haven't shot very many magpie geese. I've not done a lot of hunts on magpie geese. I'm just looking at the time, so I can hear some more geese. So where are you? See, those other geese came down because it's cloudy. They possibly were in the clouds, and then they came down, saw that me and my dog were out of the ground blind, and decided, nah, we're not having that, we're off. So, as I say, that's possibly because of the cloud here. I actually did think we were in for some thunder and lightning, actually, a rainstorm, because this is a map with swamps and stuff like that. So in a swamp area in real life, you do get rain and thunder, being a swamp area. And if you know of the Rougarou Bayou, it rains there quite a lot. So I can hear some more, but I can't see them. So where are you guys? Oh, they're over there. What are you doing over there? See, they broke and come down, and they're over there. What are you doing over there? No, I don't want my sense press. Don't know what they're doing over there. They've actually landed over there. I get my binoculars up, my rangefinders. They've landed here. There you are. That's a male. So although they've not got webbed feet like the Canada geese, they do swim in the water. So yeah. So I'm gonna get my short range coral out and see whether they will paddle over here. That's strange. This is what I was saying earlier. My setup is not finely tuned because they do break up. They do. I can hear some. Oh, there's one here as well. Look, look, look. I'll get my rangefinder up. There is one here. There you are. There is a... I can't see that. There is a male here. I think they've done the modelling of the actual decoys very, very good. Although they are slightly bigger, if you have a look at the deformity of that male there and the decoy is not really in proportion of how the actual animal is. That decoy is larger than that animal. Now, if that was a female, I could understand it. Yes, that's going to be smaller. But that's not. That's a male, and that's the decoy. So they've got the proportions wrong. Yeah. So let me have a look, see where I can... He's paddling around here. He might see me, actually. He might spook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my gun out. And I'm going to whistle this up. I'm going to see where I can take both of these, actually. Hopefully. Depends on where this one is going to fly. I could take these two underground, but I'm not. There we go. I didn't see where the other one went. There you go. That one flew straight at me, if you saw. That one flew straight at me and is over there now. Yeah. Okie dokie. What's the time? The time is... I've got another 5 minutes. Might be able to get some more. I'm going to put my gun away. Might be able to get some more here. That sun is a tad too bright. Just a tad. So what I'm going to do is, now if you, I did say on Hirschfelden with the Canada geese, when it is a calm period, I get out and I do a rain dance, and I'll show you what I mean by a rain dance. I normally get out and I normally get my flapper out, which is in slot 7. I normally get my flapper out and we normally run around with the dog, acting like a fool and a buffoon, and doing a flap. This kind of attracts the it does work actually, because I've been in the field doing my rain dance, doing all this, and this on Hirschfelden with the Canada geese does work. So myself and the dog being out here might have actually activated those magpie geese to come down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to get my dog to go and get that goose that flied at me. Are you going to go and get him? Ah, that's a good girl. That's a good girl. So yeah. And that's what I mean by a rain dance. Coming out here, running around with a flapper, doing semicircles, doing figure of 8s, etc. And that, on Hirschfelden, that actually does work. It does the attract. It does attract from the for the actual birds to come down. Now, this is a better one here. 35. I'm not sure what leaderboard is, but that is a nice bird. That is a nice bird. I'm not quite sure. I might taxidermy that, but I'm not sure what my biggest one is. So right, if you are unsure of what your personal best is and you've already taxidermied one, what you can do is you can alt tab out of the game and you can go to your gallery. You can check on your magpie geese by looking in your gallery and finding your magpie geese, and it will tell you what the score is. Excuse me. So if you then come back into the game and this bird is bigger than your personal best, you can actually taxidermy this one. Or if you look in your hunt history and you've not taken this one, taken this bird this size, you can then decide, if you do this once you've left the game, it will cost you 2 more EMs more to taxidermy it. But if you come back into the game whilst alt tabbing back into the game, you can still take this and taxidermy this bird for still 10 EMs, saving yourself 2 EMs. So bear that in mind. If you're unsure of what your personal best is, alt tab out, have a look at your last hunt, or have a look in your gallery, and if this is a bigger bird, you can then make a decision on whether to taxidermy it or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a trophy shot of this one, because I believe this is a bigger bird than I've taken before. It might be, it might not, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you what I mean by alt tabbing out of the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the space bar, which makes these corners go orange, and then you can maneuver the bird. You can pick the bird up, you can do him in any pose, you can do him in a flying pose. You don't have to do the small game pose if you don't want to. You can maneuver these birds whilst they're in the air, taking a little bit of time. As you can see, that bird was swimming around. He's not really got webbed feet, but he was swimming around. So you can actually maneuver this bird around, and you can actually sometimes get it so it looks like it's flying across you, and it's not acting right at the moment. So I'm going to take a little bit of time here. There you go. So that bird looks like it's flying or flapping away from me. So I'm going to get my dog, I'm going to maneuver my dog, and I'm going to get my dog to sit by pushing the S key. I did say we were in for rain, so there you go. That bird looks like it's in flight. So there you go. It's not a, I mean, you can push the space bar and then push it quickly again to make it look lower. So quickly push the space bar and then push the space bar again so the corners go white. So there you go. So I'm gonna come in a little bit by using the scroll on your mouse. Come in a little bit, and that bird looks like it's flying, and I'm going to take the trophy shot. So I'm going to show you now what I mean by, if you want to taxi this, I'm going to go back into the ground blind. I'm going to bring my dog into the ground blind. Now we have got some more geese going across. So I'm going to bring my dog into the ground by pushing 0 on the keyboard, or you can push the V key and tell the dog to come in the ground blind, go out of the ground blind, lay down, sit. I'm going to tell the dog to lay down now. I'm going to alt tab out of the game. So push the Windows key and you'll go to your desktop. So I'm going to go to Marvin. I'm going to go to my gallery. I'm actually not going to go to my gallery. I'm going to go to leaderboard. And I'm going to have a look at what the leaderboard says the Magpie geese is. So you've got moose, you've got bear, you've got wild boar, roe deer, red deer, brown bear, fox. I wish these were in alphabetical order, so you could actually have them in alphabetical order rather than, I mean, we've got an A here which should be at the top of the page, and we've got an R here that should be halfway down, and you've got a C for Canada geese which should be up with the A. It's kind of, my rule of fun is alphabetical order. So I'm looking for magpie geese, and then I can have a look, see what my personal best is. Whitetail. Got everybody shouting at me saying, "You've gone past it, Marv, go back up." Roe deer, rooster deer, samba deer, magpie geese. Right, if you have a look at the leaderboard is, oh, it's nearly 4. So what you do, if you view the leaderboard, which gives you the top 100, so from 100 down the bottom there, all the way to the top, my personal best is here, Marvin, HR Marvin 3518. Okay, so if I have a look at my history, which is now, if I go back to Marvin. Okay, doing your dance. So if I go to stats, where is it? And if I go to hunt history, this will tell me what I've actually taken. So no, I want to go last stats. Right, this is what can't remember what that bird was. I think it was a 3-5. What was the leaderboard? Can't remember. 2 minutes. So here we are, bighorn sheep, doe sheep, bobcat, magpie geese. So my PB is 3518. 3518. Stats 3564. That is a bigger bird, so you can make a decision here, and this will only cost you to do this now. Yeah, you can do this now and it will cost you only 10 EMs. I'm not going to do it because there are bigger birds out there, but I could then taxidermy this and it will only cost me 10 EMs. Whereas if I'm left the game, which I'm actually still in the game at the moment. There you go, I'm still in the game. Yeah. So if I left the game, it cost me 12. I can do it outside of the game and it will still only cost me 10. So bear that in mind. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because my time is up on my recording, and next time when we hunt, we will be in Hirschfelden, and we'll be going for the Canada geese. So if you like this YouTube, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content, subscribe. It will help me if I'm doing the right thing, or leave me a comment saying if you got any good information from this. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Bye bye.